Unime, how you dey now? Mingo.
Brendo, how are you? How is
Fine
my
now.
in-law?
It's fine.
So on your face is like this. Is everything alright?
Mommy, I'm tired. I'm tired. I never knew marriage would be like this. My husband has changed. He doesn't even have time for me or even our marriage anymore. He doesn't look at me. I beg, mommy, see, we are both working. And the little time we spend at home, he just acts as though I'm not even there. The whole thing is just so boring now. Mommy, will I spend the whole of my life like this in this prison called marriage?
Akpewe, Akpewe. Marriage is not a prison. It can be enjoyed. It is to be enjoyed. Or if handled properly. From the little you have said, you yourself, you and Chukwudi, your husband, you have to be intentional in bringing back this spark in your marriage. You are both young and should prioritize your home. Look at me. I have been married to your father now for 41 years. And it seems like we just got married yesterday. At my age, a glance from your dad gives me the butterfly in my stomach feeling. He's my knight and shining armor.
Mommy,
Your dad and I did not just arrive at where we are. We both did the work. Yourself and Chukudi need to spice up your marriage and rekindle romance in your home.
mommy, how do we do it? He's not interested in anything that has to do with me. I don't just know what to do, I beg.
My dear, rekindling romance requires effort, communication, creativity, and determination, especially at the beginning. See, to revitalize your relationship and to create a strong connection, there is work to be done. You need to come, let me tell you. You need to prioritize quality time. Both of you are busy people. You both need to set aside regular time for yourselves. Time free from distraction. All this when you are always touching phone, here and there. Leave the phones aside. Leave your work commitments aside. Even when the kids start coming, you keep them aside because one day your kids will grow and leave the nest one day. They'll leave home. And at the end of the day, just you and your husband. Most couples today tend to make the mistake of making their kids the priority and their spouses an option, which is so wrong. It's supposed to be the other way around. See, if you plan a weekly date night or a special outing with your husband, you will enjoy it. Two of you should take turns to surprise yourself with new experiences. What you invest in your spouse early in marriage is what you will live on in the later stage of your life. Look at me and your father now. We are old, but we are still enjoying ourselves because we did the work earlier on in our marriage. You both should surprise each other with unexpected romantic gestures or surprises. A weekend outing is not a bad idea. You can even create a special dinner at home, a meal you don't cook at every time, or even a gift is good. These little elements of surprise that you put into your marriage can rekindle excitement and show your husband that you care about him. You will even make him understand that keeping the romance of your home alive is very important to you.
Mommy, sometimes my husband is doing as if he's not seeing me. Which outing or romantic gesture? I beg. He's not available for all those kind of things. He's not available.
See, both of you should learn to talk openly, learn to communicate, discuss what you want, discuss your desires, your fantasies, and your emotional need with your husband. He cannot meet your emotional or romantic needs if you cannot share them with him. If he doesn't know, how will he know what to do? Teach him and let him know what you expect from him. Both of you should create a safe and non judgmental environment for sharing and exploring each other's thoughts and feelings. A place where you can talk and be open with yourself. Stop the criticism, listen to yourselves, empathize with yourselves if there is need to be. And you people should stop, young couples of these days use information against yourself. Don't use those vulnerable information against yourselves. You cry when you need to cry, you laugh when you need to laugh later on together. That's how marriage is. You should also learn to express appreciation for yourselves. Appreciate yourselves regularly. Show gratitude for the little things your husband does to you, as well as letting him know the qualities you admire in him. When he does well, you praise him. In fact, magnify the praise. Even if it wasn't perfectly done, praise him all the same. Learn to appreciate the little things he does and the effort he puts into the marriage. Leave love notes or send random romantic messages throughout the day to remind him that he's cherished and loved. I still have some of the messages and letters your father sent to me years ago. I keep them. I love reading it from time to time. And he also kept mine. So both of you should learn to do things together, play together, run around the house, play with yourselves. My dear, it doesn't get better than that. Oh. Let me tell you something. As a woman, you control the atmosphere of your home. What you put into your home is what you receive out of it. If you sow lots of laughter, you will reap joy and love. Offer your husband an atmosphere he cannot get anywhere else. Or give him something he will miss as soon as he steps out of the house. Let me tell you something. Your dad, whenever I'm not at home, he calls me almost as soon as I leave the house. He calls to start asking me, when am I returning? When am I coming back? He does that because the atmosphere is different at home when I'm not around. And I know. Come, if I may even ask you, what is the love language of Chukwudi, your husband?
Hmm. Love language care. Mommy, I don't know. I don't even know my own self, not to talk of that of my husband. I don't know.
My dear, it's important you learn each other's love languages. Understand the love language of your husband. Very important. When you understand it, you speak that same language. His love language, when we say love language, it's his preferred way of giving and receiving love. There are generally five main love languages. We have words of affirmation, we have acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, and physical touch. Five of them. So you have to make an effort to show love in the way that is most meaningful to Chukwudi, your husband. If he sees act of service as love, speak act of service to him. Don't go and buy him gifts and get offended later on that he did not appreciate it. He didn't see it as you showing him love. It's just as though you are speaking Urobo to a Yoruba man. It's meaningless.
Marriage is hard work. Oh.
Let me tell you something. You should also focus on touch and affection.
Mommy, which one is this again?
Listen, regularly engage in physical touch with your husband. Hold hands together,
Mm.
hug yourselves, kiss yourselves. All these things, you do it in order to maintain a sense of closeness and intimacy. Surprise your husband with a massage. At the end of the day, he comes back from work, he's tired. Give him a body massage. Or give him a slow dance that helps to bring both of you together and deepen your connection. I remember when your daddy took me out in the early years of our marriage, though I was not a good dancer, but he made me dance all night with him. He later told me a couple of years later that just having me in his arms close to his chest in that dancing position was therapeutic to him, and it was all that matters to him at that point in time, and not what my double left feet did. Men like physical touch and body contact, they love it. There is also a need to be adventurous in the bedroom.
Mommy.
Listen to me. You have to learn new ideas new styles, experiment and explore these new experiences or fantasies both of you are comfortable with and what both of you are interested in. Add new flavor to your intimate moments. Add new locations, places inside and outside the bedroom. Learn to magnify and appreciate the action of your husband in these moments. It's very important you make use of various, I think people call it ringtones in these days. Those sounds
Mommy,
during those moments as the needs
I
arises. Eh? Funnily enough, there are some individuals that don't prioritize their hygiene, which in the long run puts off their spouse because poor hygiene does not go well with bedroom adventures. So, my dear, I've said a lot today. Don't forget, it's important that you both have relationship goals. Set those goals. Sit down and work together to set those short term and long term goals for your marriage. You focus on those key areas you need to improve on: communication, intimacy, personal goals, and regularly review these goals and celebrate your progress. This will help you to strengthen your connection and maintain a sense of purpose in marriage. Get to know and support each other's interests and hobbies. You encourage your husband to pursue his passion, his interests, and also you should consider participating in some of these activities with him. These experiences kinds of create a deeper connection and create new memories you can cherish. There is need for self-care. Take care of yourself. It's very important. Self-care and personal growth. This is a time you focus on your own physical, mental, emotional well-being. It has a positive impact in relationships and marriages. You can't give what you don't have. Take care of yourself. So in turn, you can take care of your spouse. Encourage your husband to engage in these kinds of activities, self-care activities, and learn to celebrate each other's goals and achievements. My dear Akpewe,
ma,
great marriages don't just happen. It's hard work. You cannot, because of little challenges here and there, you decide you are tired of the whole thing. If I'm not tired after 41 years, how many years have you put into it and you are tired already? I've given you a lot of practical things you can do to rekindle the spark in your marriage. Don't wait for your husband to be ready before you do the work. Start and he'll join you. Don't also expect the change to be automatic. You keep at it and you'll see the result. You need to understand that every relationship is unique. Adapt these suggestions to your own specific circumstance. Do you understand? You adapt it to your preference as it suits you and your husband. Do you understand
yes,
me?
ma.
Before you do your face like this,
Yes, mommy.
do you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. I understand. I understand. Bingo, ma.
Brendo,
But mommy, na to write book remain for you. You be wisdom overload. See how you just dey dish out the thing. Your experience. Mommy, I'll be going on. Abeg, you no get soup for fridge. I no plan wetin I go cook for my house this evening o.
look at you. Look at yourself. Check the deep freezer in the kitchen and collect what you need. Just make sure you give good food to my in-law. That's all I want. Take care of
Okay,
him.
ma.
It's well with
Okay,
you
ma.
people. It's
Thank
well
you,
with your
ma.
home. It's well. Though
Thank you, ma.